Hello once again YouTube, Chris the Nightbringer bringing you some Feed the Beast action. When we left off, I was doing the introductory video to this series and telling you what this shit's all about. We are building the greatest and most dangerous factory in the history of Minecraft and in the history of Feed the Beast. And you guys get to watch and experience its creation. As you can see here, I'm digging out the world with quarries. Um, yeah, I'm just finishing this up. Once this is done, we can actually start the work on the legitimate factory. But until then, we have another build to complete above the ground. It's a temporary build. It's not going to be in this location forever. It's going to be moved into the factory at a certain point. But we need to build it just so, for a specific reason. We need to build it here before we move it into the factory. I just picked up some ink sacs, and there's this really weird black glitch going on. I don't know why the fuck that's happening. I think it's got to do something with the quarries and the fact that they're running and it just can't process something. I don't know. So I apologize for that. Um, it's really shitty. Let me tell you something really shitty real quick. I bought a new graphics card and my FPS only went up 20 fucking at like 20 20 frames per second. So instead of 30 frames per second recording, I'm getting 50. Not even that. How fucking pathetic is that shit? I am seriously considering just sending back the fucking thing because it wasn't even worth it, in my opinion, to get 20 frames per second on Minecraft for what? $275? I had to buy a new power supply as well in order to supply power to this new graphics card that is apparently not fucking all it's meant to be. So, yeah, that's disappointing. Anyways, back to the legitimate issue at hand, the legitimate situation, um, the real deal over here. So yes, holographic projector site. This is going to be a holographic projector. You guys might be sitting there thinking, well, how the fuck does that work? I'm going to tell you how it works. Essentially, um, I have converted a force field projector into a holographic projector. You guys might be sitting there thinking I'm insane or that I'm just talking out of my ass. Well, maybe I am. You guys don't know. You won't know until it's over, and I really apologize for this fucking black glitch that keeps happening. I do not understand why the fuck that's happening, like I said, or maybe I didn't say, but I think it has something to do with the quarries, and it's really pissing me off. Anyway, this is the first build we have to do. Essentially, I'm building it so that you guys can see the builds that I am going to be building in the future before I actually implement them into the this world here with the actual factory and everything underground. Mostly because you guys aren't going to know what I'm building until it's finished, or at least that's how it would have been if I didn't do this way. You guys will get to see the build before I start the real build. It's going to be like a test build of the real build. It's going to have everything the real build is going to have in it, only it's going to be in a holographic projector. It's not going to be real. It's intangible, of course. You have to turn on this projector, and then we'll be able to see the build laid out before us, and then when we turn off the projector, it will go away. Now, you guys might be sitting there thinking I'm completely talking out of my ass, and in a way I am. Um, there's some tricks I had to pull in order to get this thing to work, but it's fucking cool, and I think you guys are going to be impressed with how I'm going to be going about this series. Because now, once I get this build complete, which we will start in a few moments, you guys will be able to see all of the builds that I intend to build before I actually start construction on them. And you get to get interested in this stuff before I actually start the build. You get to see what things are going to look like. And, it's going to help hopefully keep your interest through the build because I don't want you guys to not worry or be interested in some shit just because I'm building a specific build for 3 episodes. Some of these builds are going to take quite a while to finish. Definitely more than 1 episode for some individual things that I have to make. Um, so I did get all the resources legitimately. In case you're wondering how I got all this shit in the second episode, I mentioned this in the first episode. I took all the stuff from my first world, all the stuff from the original build, and I gave it to myself in this one. That might seem like cheating to you. I just think of it as, preserving what I had already done. I'm not going to waste my time by getting stuff and building stuff that I had already finished. That being said, I did not bring over the blast furnace that we had started constructing in the old series. That is totally, totally shot. There is not going to be a blast furnace here, at least not right now. Um, Blast furnace will come probably much later, actually. There's quite a few things we have to build first before we get to stuff like that. So here we have all of these materials that I will be using. Here are some of the force field projector systems, things that I have to install, some monitors, all sorts of stuff. All of this is going to be used in the force field or holographic projector. There's the actual projector itself, which I have repurposed into a holographic projector. So yeah, I'm going to turn it to daytime. We're going to start recording this. We're going to start filming the construction of this, and you guys get to sit back and watch a really cool time lapse for the next, oh, I don't know, 15 minutes. And yeah, so I'll leave it to it. So here we are, starting the construction of this holographic projector. Here I'm just outlining it, obviously with the torches there, just getting a sense of how this thing's going to be looking, and getting all the dimensions right. If you know anything about how I build things, I usually do a test build before I implement it on the actual map, just because I don't like to make things up as I go. I would rather have a smooth, clean build that you guys can see in one like swift stroke in one video or as few episodes as possible. So here I'm outlining it with some abyssal bricks, abyssal stone, just because it's like a really nice black textured block. It's all circular, pretty much. This device here is going to be circular. So yeah, I'm just outlining the basic foundation for it right now. Taking me quite a while to get it all figured out because I couldn't get back onto the actual save after I started recording this, where I had test built this, or made the test build, clearing out some of the ground in the center so that I can continue the pattern of this circular foundation into the ground, which is pretty cool. I like it. I did base it off an image, but I don't have that image, so I can't show you. But regardless, it's pretty much exactly the same as what I'm building here, so you can get a good idea of what I was going for, what I was basing this off of once you see the finished product. For some reason, I just ran off into the distance. I have no idea why. So yeah, peace out. I was probably getting something back at the home base, and yeah, just enjoy the view for a moment of this fucking circular foundation. um, but essentially, there's quite a bit of mechanics that actually go into this, and there's a lower section that we get to see built in a few moments, where a lot of the machinery and the actual like redstone and stuff like that happens. I just put up the bridge, and now I'm building the center platform using that bit of a, I don't know what it's called, some sort of sand or hardened sand or something like that. That yellowish material that you see there in the center and all around the landscape. I'm using that to give myself a bit of a support so I can start building the center structure of the projector. So that center platform there is basically where the projector is actually going to be placed. There's going to be machinery placed around it. You'll see that pop up in a few moments once I get to it. But essentially, you walk onto the platform in the center of this gigantic ring. It's going to be lit up with lights and stuff. And yeah, that's where the action takes place. That's the actual projector system itself in this middle there. There I just filled in the bottom with the abyssal stone blocks, and I think now I start adding the lights, or at least the cabling, to the or underneath the light where the lights will be. There are the lights. You can see them being placed now. adding some light to keep to give you guys the ability to see this shit going on. There I'm adding some of the Forcefield projector systems. Of course, those have been converted for our purposes. um, in the future, we will be rebuilding this particular build. It will probably be underground in some sort of secret base laboratory of some sort, or maybe just as, an entertainment type of thing. Because, I got to keep my workers happy, of course, and there will be workers in my factory. Don't worry about that. I have it all covered. But of course, when you use a holographic projector, the first thing that comes to mind is like a holodeck, which is essentially what this is going to be. So I might build quite a number of these inside the city and the factory itself, and particularly in research facilities and stuff like that. But this is basically going to be a prototype design. In the future, I probably won't use this design again. It's just, a temporary build. Like I said, in the future, we're going to completely remove this. And when we get, the lower facilities built in the factory and the research stations, we're probably going to move this into there. Here we are underneath the actual build itself. There's an entire section underneath the build dedicated to all the machinery and stuff. And essentially, in the factory, this is something else that I'm going to be building that a lot of people don't build, is basically aesthetic stuff that doesn't exactly serve a purpose, but in real life would. Mostly because I don't like the idea of, having all this machinery that's just operated by a click of the button or a pull of a lever. Stuff like that, it just doesn't make sense to me. If I'm going to be making a really cool military base and facility and factory, it's going to have all the actual stuff that would be required to operate this type of stuff. I want there to be people walking around supposedly working the machinery behind this magical build. Here you can see me working on the interior real quick, and then we move on to the machinery in the next part. Now, you may not know exactly what some of this machinery does. Essentially, it just allows me to turn on the machine, the holographic projector, after I approach it. It extends the bridge and it supplies power to it. Over there, you can see me adding a power station sort of thing, or a power supply system. Just an MFE with two solar panel arrays. There's another one, and there's a third one on the right. There's some lamps that I threw in. Of course, there's all the wiring that leads up to the lights above. There's the third power supply. In the middle is a desk. You'll see that at the end where you can monitor all the power levels for this particular station. I'm going to be doing that a lot. I'm going to be having all sorts of monitors all over the factory, all sorts of wiring and stuff, and you're going to be able to see everything that's going on at all times. So there we have it. That's the holographic projector. Pretty impressive in my opinion. I think it's pretty cool. I like the way it came out. And yeah, so now we get to check it out. Right, so I'm gonna show you what the inside of this quick before we get on with anything else. But if you come in here, you can see that there's actually quite a bit of stuff going on underneath. There's all sorts of machinery. There's also, if I can find him, yeah, there he is, one testificate worker managing the station. As the factory progresses and gets larger, I'm going to be moving in factory workers. This guy is one of them. He's currently going to be maintaining the station. He has a desk here showing all the energy levels of all the MFEs. That's going to be something I'm going to be doing very often, is showing like lots of information on panels all over the place all the time. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So if we want, we can come outside and turn this bad boy on, and I'll show you what that looks like. We won't actually be able to use the projector yet. That'll come in the next episode when I have something available for use in it. But if we come over here and turn it on, there we go. The fucking projector's on. The lights are slowly turning on as well. Hopefully. Haha, there we go. And if we jetpack up, slowly the thing comes into life. Very nice. So yeah, this is the first build, the holographic projector. We'll be using this in the next episode, no doubt. Comment, rate, favorite, subscribe, so you can check out that shit. Click the link at the end of the video to watch the next episode. We'll probably be beginning the use of the holographic projector and possibly even another build if I have the materials. We're gonna just turn this off and walk away from it now, though, because that's all we have for this episode. Thanks for watching. Leave some feedback down below, and we'll see you guys later.